Yo.
Yes, sir. What's up, guys?
Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in 3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi Reality. We're back. It's that time of the night. It's Nandi time. It's Nandipha time. And it's Baxter time. No, for those who have been following the story would know exactly what we are talking about. What we are about to tell you is none other than what we have currently discovered, which is part of the whole shenanigan that is happening with Nandipha and Baxter and the whole arrest and whatnot. Emily, this is Mr. Anonymous. For those who do not know me, please subscribe and share the video, like, and make sure that you comment as much as you can. Emily, in front of you, please greet us and let us roll.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining us yet again for another video. We are still on the Thabo Beste saga, and today we're talking about the names that Thabo Beste and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana traveled under. Okay, so Thabo Beste and Dr. Nandipha Magudumana had multiple unstamped documents and were headed for Kenya when they were finally arrested in Tanzania. So Thabo Beste and his girlfriend, Dr. Nandipha Magudumana, were traveling, they were actually caught with several passports with their multiple identities in their possession.
Okay.
So they were using a couple of passports with different multiple personalities. So this was confirmed by Police Minister Behicele during a press briefing in Pretoria on Saturday, where he shed more light on the couple's dramatic arrest. Now, what happened at the arrest is that we finally know who the Mozambican national who was assisting them goes with which name. The name that the Mozambican national was using was Zakaria Alberto.
Zakaria
Alberto.
Yes.
So Cele said the suspects were captured in the Tanzanian city of Arusha with multiple passports in their possession. None of these passports were stamped. So apparently they were supposed to get stamps from entering the border.
Yeah.
So each and every country that they passed by, they were supposed to have received entry and exit stamps, starting at the border in South Africa. So according to a highly placed source, the Citizen revealed that Thabo Beste was found with documents that identified him as Tommy William Kelly, an American citizen, while Magudumana assumed the name Martha Patience Merica Nitsini. Martha Patience Merica Nitsini. Please hold on to that name because it's very important. So Dr. Nandipha tweaked Dr. Pashy's names a bit. But the plan here, in my opinion, it seemed like she was planning on using Dr. Pashy's identity, given a chance.
All right.
So the corrections only needed to be here and there for the full identity to match.
All right.
But she tweaked it a bit because the names of Dr. Pashy are Martha Patience. Now the name Masha Patience Merikaniziri is very similar to that of Dr. Pashy's. So most of you might wonder, who is Dr. Pashy, okay? Dr. Pashy is a doctor who is very popular on social media. Now, Dr. Pashy mingles in the same circles as Basitsana Khumalo. You know, Basitsana Khumalo is known as the most rich woman in entertainment in South Africa.
Yeah.
Nabokoni Ferguson. Okay, she's busy in those circles.
Yeah.
So Dr. Pashy's birth names are Mereka, Patience, Martha, Ntani. Those are her full names. That's why I was telling you guys to hold on to the name that Dr. Nandipha had picked. It's oddly similar to Dr. Pashy's birth name.
Yeah.
Biological birth name.
Yeah.
So Dr. Ntani is a healthcare practitioner specializing as an anesthetist. This term, young term, anesthetist doctor. So she's the doctor that is responsible for evaluates, monitors, and supervises patient care before, during, and after surgery. So delivering anesthesia, leading the anesthesia care team, and ensuring optimal patient safety. So before you get an operation, right, there are usually multiple doctors who are there in your operation. There's a doctor who's responsible for the drugs. There's a doctor who's going to be responsible for operating on you. There's a doctor who's going to be responsible for other things. So usually there's an anesthetist doctor has to be there because they are the ones who are responsible for the epidurals and stuff. So they usually have a team of nurses that they lead with regards to that. So I'm speaking from my experience of being operated on. So yes, that's the kind of doctor that Dr. Pashy is.
Okay.
And she also has her own practice. She's very popular on social media.
All right.
So the sources shared some of the other names that Beste was reportedly traveling under. Mr. Anonymous, these names are many. There are 18.
Yeah, just for those who do not know, Dr. Patience, again, we'll just be sharing some of the pictures. Maybe they'll be able to see what we are talking about.
So a little bit of a background with this is that they were acquaintances. I don't know if they were ever friends. So Dr. Patience, Dr. Pashy, and Dr. Nandipha. I don't know if they were very, very close, but what I can say is that they were acquaintances. I used to see them a lot together at holding certain events. I'm sure you guys can see on the screen there are certain events that they've hosted together. They've had a working relationship. I don't know how close it was. I cannot confirm it nor deny it. But another interesting thing about it is that Dr. Pashy actually posted on her Instagram stories.
Yeah.
And that's where I started now to look deeper into the situation, because she posted cryptic messages. One of them was, "I serve a living God, and through pain and uncertainty, God is still God." And I was like, could this be true? Those are the messages that made me wonder if really Dr. Nandipha was planning on taking her identity while she went to another country.
The order of the things here is that if you have been friends with this doctor, then you must be checking your identity now and then. You might be having to look what is it that could be used. And more so if you have qualifications, basically. That's what we are seeing. Not to say that you probably was going to use this. They were going to use this. I don't know. Maybe you just had the names of friends or maybe acquaintances, people that you know.
I'm just imagining how it would have been to just simply correct it, make it actually Dr. Pasha's real name.
It would probably be it would be allowing you then to practice whatever that needs to practice. And considering that you have the qualification in any case, it was not going to be a hard thing to do on the other side. So I guess it was going to be the last one to be used to enter into maybe, let's say, America or...
Because that's what they are saying they were headed to. I thought it was Dubai. Apparently they were headed for America. So it would have been easy to just take Dr. Pashy's identity.
Yeah.
Continue working.
Enter America using that one.
And there were also allegations like a couple of weeks back that she had used her 3 friends. I don't know if it's 2 or 3 friends that she had registered businesses under their names. And they were furious. They were mad that they didn't know that she had done that. So some people were saying that, no, maybe they were also involved,
This is a very expensive friendship that you could have with this doctor. Because, she changes colors like a chameleon all the time. So it's someone who's really on a mission, or whatever mission that it is, I don't know. But yeah, if you have been closed, then it is probably because you were needed to be used for certain things. Like everything is calculated in more advanced way, because keeping all those names and remembering the names, the order and everything, and what to do at what time, that would require you to plan in advance. So there was already planning maybe in place. It just needed something to push it so that it becomes a plan in emotion. So you need to look and check if you have ever been or even ever encountered such people, because then anything
could
is possible,
happen, you know, and
or could be used.
all I can say is, this is very fortunate for Dr. Pashy. She's truly is serving a living God, because the worst could have happened. One thing you see, you're wanted by Interpol for doing certain things.
In
and
America.
Hey, I can only imagine the disaster that would have happened had they actually succeeded. So Thabo Bester used 18 names, family. 18 names. The first one is Thabo Bester, Zali, Jabuyabu. Jabuyabu. Thomas Makakula. Katlego Ngwana. Tom Rufus Reddy. Pete Timothy. Kelly Johnstone. Thomas Beste. TK. Rufus Mahopo. Okay? Tom Beste and Thomas Kel Young. These names. William Kelly, Tom Motsipe, Thabo Tom Beste, Kelly Young, and Thomas Kelly Beste. So the source also shared the countries that Beste and Makudumana traveled through before being arrested. They traveled from Johannesburg to Bulawayo to Zambia, and then to Dar es Salaam in Tanzania and Arusha.
So they didn't travel direct?
No. They started in Zimbabwe, Bulawayo, apparently, according to Mr. Begitele. So those are 18 names, ladies and gentlemen, and 18 fake IDs.
Tom
for one
Rufus
individual. Who? Tom Rufus is it Tom Rufus Motsepe?
Tom Rufus Motsepe? Or Tom Rufus Jerry?
Tom Rufus Jerry, I think.
I'm just... because if it's Tom Rufus Jerry...
Tom Rufus Reddy. Tom Rufus Reddy, that is the name.
Yeah, no, continue.
So he likes English names. He likes American kind of sounding names. He really likes affiliating himself with the Americas. Oh my God. So yes, they had traveled to Arusha. So Kele said 3 were arrested in Arusha near the Kenyan border as they attempted to leave the country. So that's 18 names and 18 fake IDs from our very own Home Affairs. How do you feel about that? That the fact that our Home Affairs was able to assist in this. 18.
They got them from Home Affairs?
Yes. We have a glitch there. We have a serious problem.
So, no, but it says who issued them?
That's the question. Those are the questions we have.
Who issued those things? Because
18 fake IDs.
Were they issued before we knew everything, or
Before.
were they issued on the process of figuring these things out, or they were issued long time ago?
It could have been long time ago because he was using some of these other names prior. Your TK, your Katlego Ngwana, he was using Tom Motsepe, he was using them before.
But TK is not even a name.
Well, it is a name. In one of his fake IDs, it's a name.
How do you issue such a thing?
Well, they issued them, and that's why that needs to be dealt with. I mean, this is not right. It's not right. If he was able to get 18 IDs, then how about other people who come into the country illegally?
They
keep changing identities. They keep getting an ID, and after that they get another one. Like, what is going on at Home Affairs?
After messing up, they get another one.
Yes.
In Home Affairs, it's a question of I've always asked myself, why is the technology so low in Home Affairs while we have a lot of funds that are roaming around? It's something that is probably done on purpose.
So how did they travel now? We get to that part to understanding how they traveled. The source also shared that the countries that Bester and Makudumana traveled through before being arrested, he said authorities stopped the black SUV and the fugitives were traveling in, and after it left a hotel. However, Ele said that they had not one passport per person, they had several, and all of them are not stamped, but in particular their entrance to Tanzania is not stamped. So that's how the Tanzanian authorities caught them at the border. That where is your entry stamp? Do we have anything like that in South Africa?
We should.
Is it there?
We should.
Ikhona mara.
Yeah.
Where you get a stamp at the border that you've entered.
No, we should. Like, that's a normal thing. It should be there. But the question is, do we look at that? Maybe. That's what we should be asking. But the system...
Obviously, they didn't know that they needed stamps. It seems like they didn't know. That's my opinion.
They did know. But what would they have done if they knew? They succeeded in Zimbabwe exiting. They succeeded in exiting South Africa. Mozambique.
Okay, so he continued to say that, so we cannot know which border.
So why did they take the long route? Why didn't they go to Mozambique direct?
Maybe they couldn't.
Because it's easy then, the other side.
Maybe they couldn't because maybe the border is not so easy.
No, man, I know people who go in and out of that. Not to say they go in and out without, I'm just saying.
Or maybe the problem is going to be passing through Swaziland.
Not because they don't. All I'm trying to say is I know people, they just, I mean, it's Hanentrech there. Like, it's not that hectic.
Maybe they couldn't pass there with SUVs.
So they use the Zimbabwe border. And because, I mean, they are getting out of the country, you're not going to be fussy in their exiting. That's the thinking, because they are going out of the country. So if now the Tanzanian one, they're like, no, you are supposed to have the exit stamp
of entering.
It only kind of would make someone be lenient. I mean, probably that's how some of our things are. From South Africa, if they are stolen here, they exit that side because you need,
bribe.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to say. So according to the Minister Begitele said that they don't know which border from South Africa they actually escaped through. So he can't tell for now. So those details are not in the passport. So the passport that they left South Africa with doesn't have information of which border they used to exit.
Yeah.
So you could be right in your theory that they perhaps used Mozambique. They don't know. They can't prove it now because
if they use Mozambique, then does Mozambique then have to go through Zimbabwe? No.
No. They didn't need to go through Zimbabwe if they used them.
I think also if it doesn't know which exit...
But one thing I know, Mozambique...
So how is Bekele then boldly claiming that they use Zimbabwe?
I don't know either. That's why at the end he's saying that he's not sure because on the passports it doesn't show.
Now we're young floppies. But I'm thinking that there is a solid evidence.
No, he's saying that he's not sure.
You're talking about the same man that's talking about jumping out of the chair.
Yes, so you could be right that they used the Mozambican border because it doesn't show on their passports which border they used to leave the country.
Yeah.
So those details are not in their passports, and they were told that they were 10 kilometers away from Kenya. So they were planning to escape to Kenya when they were caught. So it does not look like they were headed to the next, it looks like they were headed into the next country. So 2 cases are currently open right now as we speak, and the police have since registered a case of murder, which is currently under investigation. Now, which case is this? According to that autopsy that was done on the deceased body that had died in the cell as a result of blunt force trauma to the head. Okay, so that is the investigation that is currently going on, and therefore it was said that the body was dead prior to the arson incident. So that's the case that is currently under investigation, and Dr. Nandipha is also implicated in that case.
How are they going to prosecute this case?
Well, I don't know. In my opinion, I feel like Bester is probably going to go back to prison, and they're going to add more years. And with Dr. Nandipha, is going to start from scratch.
That's what I'm trying to find out. How are they going to... Because that one doesn't stick with Baxter, you know that.
How so?
He was inside.
It implicates a lot of people. That's all I can say. Those that helped him escape, those who overlooked a lot of things.
No, all I'm trying to say is that the only thing that he can be, is burning evidence.
What evidence?
Which is that body, if he did burn it.
So it's currently under investigation because it was cremated.
Because that's what I'm trying to say. Then the issue of who that person was before you even persecute. How are they going to persecute not knowing who that person was?
Konje, you need a body.
Hey.
Oh my God. You need a body.
So how are they going to...
And you need to have identified that body to open a case of murder. Guys. Sure, uphunyuka bamphethe lo.
But the court, they can reach there and say, these people were hallucinating.
Pella, without a body, you can't do much.
Yeah. What are these people, they can come back, they stand a chance of fighting in court. Like, they can go there and say, these people were hallucinating.
That's why it would explain why they looked for the other bodies. So Dr. Nandipha allegedly stole 3 bodies from mortuaries in the Free State in a bid to help him escape from prison. A Sunday Times report claimed today that the bodies were obtained by Makudumana over a few weeks. This was done before Bester escaped from the Mangaung Correctional Center in May 2022, and Makudumana claimed one of the bodies after saying it was her father. The body was later found dumped in a river a week later. It still had the mortuary's identification tag attached to it, to the toe. So according to the Sunday Times, reports add that 3 bodies were stolen by Makudumana because she was attempting to help Thabo Bester escape, and those attempts apparently were unsuccessful. So Bester's escape plan required him to be in solitary confinement, but his earlier request to be moved to that part of the prison had failed. A body found in Bloomspruit Dam still had the death register tag on it. The number on this tag was used to determine that Makudumana had claimed the body 2 weeks earlier. So allegedly, Dr. Nandipha Makudumana insured 3 unclaimed bodies, and she was claiming, because somebody was asking me about this. So so what Minister Begitelo was trying to explain is that Dr. Nandipha Makudumana insured 3 unclaimed bodies, okay? She claimed the body of her father, brother, and her husband, her customary husband, is what she said, and collected insurance. Apparently, the insurance was estimated to be 1.5 million rands each. Hence, the charges of fraud will also be added. So, I think this is what Minister Begitele was trying to communicate, because I saw a comment from Mpumi asking us, one of our subscribers, Uguti Kanti, what was he saying there? I think that is what he was trying to tell us, that actually there are more charges on Dr. Nandipha. It's not just for that body she got rid of. There's more bodies, and they were collected in the Free State. So regarding yesterday's story as well of Dr. Nandipha's father getting arrested, allegedly he was arrested in connection with the bodies that were buried or allegedly are buried in Hyde Park Mansion and the hideout place for Thabo Beste. So in that mansion, when they were raiding, apparently, allegedly, there were dead bodies. So Nandipha's father was taken in for questioning regarding that.
Was he arrested? Was taken in for questioning?
I would say he was arrested, because that's what the reports are saying.
It's alleged that he was
Actually,
arrested.
when you are arrested, it's alleged that he was arrested. They are questioning you. They question you, right?
They detain him.
That's what's happening to him.
So he's detained. Okay. That sounds like it. Yeah, but it will be a very interesting case, this one. If it ever lives to see the next day. We are expecting it. It's gonna be in Tuman, as they would say, something that will need a very smart lawyer who's ready to put everything aside and fight it out. There are a lot of loopholes for it. The only thing that I see them being nailed for is such things as fraud and whatnot. But as for the case, it's gonna take time, because now, it's gonna take time.
Yo, guys. Kuri,
Unless they admit to doing it.
I don't see it happening. I don't see it happening.
Because of how calculative they are.
They might plead not guilty.
Yeah.
Just to save themselves.
And it's what is it? Just getting arrested for fraud and whatnot.
Yo, when I imagine Free State yonke ehambe khutulana neidumbu Nkosi yami, angeke bafowethu. This is too much. This is too much. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay in my head reporting on this. Yeah, I'm imagining Dr. Nandipha ekhutulana neidumbu from a mortuary Nkosi yami. Ebusuku thina silele. Way!
How do you know it was at night?
Can she do that during the day?
He claimed it during the day.
Can she take a
The
body
mortuary
during the
is
day
Mosa.
and throw it at the river? And I'm sure she had help.
If she did it.
If she did it, ne? This is... Yo, Kuri! Mr. Anonymous, I was resting. I was like, today I'm taking a break. I'm taking a break today. Mangi, there's more. There's more. Every day there's more. Every day there's something. Every day. Sure.
Right. Because we're still going to have more and more.
There's still more.
Let us just stop here so that we can give you more.
Okay, guys. Please subscribe, like the video, and
Thank
do
you.
the right thing.
We are creating a series here.